Good morning or good evening, whatever part of the world you're living in. I'm Leonie Featherstone and welcome to the Wisdom of Essential Oils. For the next hour, I'm going to be chatting to you about our beautiful doTERRA essential oils and various ways you can use them in a holistic way to bring more peace and harmony, more wellness into your world. So wherever you are watching from, I'd love you to pop on and say hello. Tell me where you're from, what part of the world, whether you're using oils. If you've got any questions, pop on and share those as well. And what I also do during my session, apart from talk about these oils, is I have these beautiful oil cards that I can draw for you. So if you would like an oil card, please pop it in the chat. Hi, Kerry. Welcome. Pop it in the chat if you'd like a card. And throughout our chat this morning, I'll draw those for you and share the wisdom of these essential oils and the messages they have for you. So for those of you who are new, I always pick a topic, and our topic today is sense of relaxation. And I'm picking that one because Farmer Green and I just had, almost a fortnight away actually. We went out west, visited family and friends in Mount Isa, and I caught up with our beautiful oily team out there. And we had a lovely time looking around, and Farmer Green even went onto the territory and my brother and had a look around out there while he was helping him with his hay business. So I find those sorts of things really relaxing. So does Farmer Green. We get on the road. So what do you do to relax? What makes you relax? What do you do to relax, and how do you feel? So we're going to be discussing that because, my friends, as part of holistic wellness, we need to learn how to relax our mind, our body, and our spirit so that we can let go of what doesn't serve us and bring in all that abundance and healing and harmony that we need to exist, in an amazing way on this planet. Kerry, you'd like a card? Absolutely. I'll write your name down and we will get to that. So I always choose a couple of cards for the collective. And so I've picked a card from Gabrielle Bernstein's deck today, and it says to us, I create mindful moments throughout the day, reminding myself that I am love and miracles are natural. And I'm always validated, I guess, because I don't believe in coincidences, and I'm always validated when cards that I choose really match up to the topic, because when you think about it, we can't find those mindful moments if we haven't found that time to relax and just be still and to, do the things we love, or to read what we want to, be inspired by, etc. So thank you, Gabby, for that. Hi, Fiona. Hi, Nikki. Lovely to see you. Nikki's painting. How wonderful. And Kerry, you relax by listening to music. Yes, isn't it amazing? I'm a great believer in activating the senses, as some of you will know. So when you think about relaxing, what do you like to smell that makes you relax? Big hint, there's great essential oils for that. What do you like to listen to? What do you like to be eating? What do you like to be, doing with your hands, etc.? So have a think about that. I always love to have your input on this chat. Hello, Christine. Welcome. And if you're not from Australia, please tell us where you're from, because I know sometimes you're night owls on the other side of the world and you're listening in. So then the card that I chose, the oil card for the collective, is actually our beautiful Salubel blend, and we like to refer to this as the anti-aging blend. So it comes in a 10 ml roller, and it's a beautiful collection of very high-powered oils that support our skin and regeneration. So it's often used as a serum. So let's have a look what its message is for us today, and it's all about spirituality. So maybe some of us may be feeling disconnected, and that's not surprising with what's going on in the world at the moment. And so what Salubel is, this is the beautiful message from Salubel. It will be beneficial for you to spend time in quiet contemplation. You need to reflect within to find the answers you seek. And as we're inhaling this beautiful aroma, we can say to ourselves, everything is connected. And I think it's a little bit like, in life, we have to join the dots. And I don't know if you've heard the address Steve Jobs gave to, I think it was a university group, and he talked about joining the dots, and it's only later in life that you can look back and actually join the dots. And I think that as we spend time reflection, relaxing and maybe doing some journaling, we can actually start to join those dots and start to see how we want to move forward. So I'm just going to write down the name. So Nikki would like a card, as would Fiona. Hi, Fiona. How are you? Sorry, I missed catching up with you while I was out there in Mad Eyes of Fiona. So, yes, I'd love to know what you do to relax. And I'm going to just pose some questions to you throughout the morning, because when we think of relax, it's not just about relaxing our body. Maybe what are some beliefs or some mindsets or some judgments that we might need to relax? And I'm going to suggest some oils for quite a few of those categories. But let's get this cab on the road and let's see what card we have for our wonderful friend, Kerry. Kerry, Kerry, you've been on here enough to hear me say this before too. Often the oils that I choose to talk about to match up with my topic come out for you guys as well. Hi, Teresa. Hi, Teresa. Lovely to have you on here. Absolutely, my friend. I will do a card for you and we must catch up. Okay, so back to Kerry. Kerry, your card today is marjoram. Now, marjoram is an oil that you will often find being used in like a relaxation massage, because it's really good at just relaxing the muscles and helping them to lengthen and get back to where they need to be. It's also in the blend that I've chosen for our topic today. But let's see what marjoram has to say to you, Kerry. So this is all about comfort. So maybe you're feeling a little bit on edge, a little bit, losing trust in some people, drawing back, not feeling as connected as you normally would because you're feeling a little bit wary. What marjoram is saying to you, Kerry, is your big, beautiful heart is ready to open. Trust that you will be able to discern who is best to walk with you. So I guess, Kerry, rather than kind of build walls and draw right back from everybody, just go within and know that your inner wisdom has a very loud microphone when you choose to turn the power on, and you can hear that intuition, and you will know, who to step away from and who to embrace. And as you're using marjoram, it's actually a herb oil that we can use in our food flavoring as well. But so it's quite pungent. But as you're inhaling that beautiful aroma of marjoram, Kerry, you can say to yourself, "I trust my heart." So there you go, my friend. I hope that resonates with you. And I write the oils down in case you've forgotten and you come back to me. So be thinking, the topic today is sense of relaxation. And I want you to start thinking about where in my life maybe I'm a bit rigid. Maybe I need to relax certain thoughts, judgments, beliefs, etc. And we're going to be talking about those. So if any of that resonates with you, pop it in the chat and tell me, what do you do to relax? I love getting out on the buggy on the farm and just going for a bit of a burn around the paddock and, just turning the engine off and sitting there, and then the heifers will come up and just they get curious and they watch, and I love watching them, and I'm looking at the trees and the birds, and that to me is when I just totally feel at one with the earth and I feel really still. And it's amazing what wisdom and intuition and messages come to me when I'm feeling in a much more relaxed state. So let me pull a card for Nikki. Nikki, I'd love to know what you're painting, although if you're painting, you can't use the keyboard. Okay, so Nikki, your oil today is the beautiful pink pepper. Pink pepper, wonderful to add into your kitchen oils. I like to pop that into some dips occasionally just to give it that real, bit of a zing. But the word for you today, Nikki, is grace. So this is about giving yourself some grace and some space. And so maybe you are feeling a little bit like, what have they got that I don't have? Why is it happening for them and not for me? Well, pink pepper is reminding you to avoid comparison. And remember that great saying, comparison is the thief of joy. So the message of pink pepper for you today is allow your inner critic to be silenced as you find perfection in yourself and those around you. And so a lot of this comes back to maybe not feeling like you are enough or have enough. Circumstances may have dictated this, or this sort of false belief. But I want you to just go within, give yourself that grace that pink pepper is asking you to do, and to start making a list. Make an I am list, Nikki. Make an I am list with all the qualities that you have, and remind yourself, as Pink Pepper has said here, remind yourself of the perfection in you and all that you have, and be grateful. And I know that you do have gratitude. Bring in more gratitude, because the more grateful we are for what we have, the more we will be given for which to be grateful for. So there you go, my friend. That's for you, Pink Pepper. Okay, so an oil that I want to well, it's not a relation, but it's black pepper. I wanted to invite you to look into black pepper. This is all of you, because I think sometimes we kind of can be living in a bit of a pretense, and so we're living the way we think we need to live. Maybe we're suppressing, maybe some desires that we were taught aren't correct, or no, you can't do that. That's not, you're not capable, or our type of people don't do that, or whatever it is. So what black pepper is good at, just kind of like releasing that pretense and unmasking your true desires, and helping you to kind of go, well, why am I hiding those desires? And so get really deep. Journaling will help, and clear on who you are and what those desires are and those emotions, and let them out, because if you keep pushing them down, they can manifest into other things that aren't so savory, and you're not living your true life. So maybe bring some black pepper in there. And if you want to bring black pepper in, you could add it to your dips like I do, or your culinary delights, or you could add it into like a nice warming, soothing massage, because it is quite soothing. So that's another oil I want you to think about. Another oil that I'd like you to think about is arbor vitae, because sometimes we're so caught up in life's tough and life's a struggle, and we're kind of like holding ourselves rigid and soldiering on. And arbor vitae is inviting us to realize that life doesn't have to be a struggle. We don't have to be overexerting all the time. And so just to let a little bit, know that we are supported in life, and that sometimes we're hanging on so tight that to something that we're actually unable to grasp, that other wonderful opportunity that's coming along. With arbor vitae, it's also very supportive on a physical level with our lungs, with our breathing. And if you think about it, sometimes we're holding ourselves so rigid, we're constricting our breathing. So that's another one for you to think about. Okay, let me check in the chat. Come on, you're not telling me what you do when you relax. Oh, Kerry, you enjoyed that. Great, that's fantastic. Again, just to remind you, I'm streaming into a few different Facebook pages today. So if you can't see the names in the chat, it's okay. I'm not making up people or talking to myself, although I do at times talk to myself. It's amazing when you talk to yourself what wisdom comes back. Okay, so Fiona. The blend for you today, Fiona, is one of our beautiful blends called In Tune, and this is all about focus. It's also, Fiona, inviting you to feel empowered. Okay, so maybe you just like had a few things going on where you just felt like you haven't got it all together, or maybe you can't. Well, this is just inviting you to know that yes, empowerment is yours to own. And the message for you is you are ready to allow the energy from the divine and the earth to fuel you as you fulfill your potential here. And so being ready to allow the energy from the divine to Mother Earth, relax that control of thinking you have to make it all happen, and just allow space for that to flow into you. And as you do use the In Tune, you could say to yourself, I'm exactly where I need to be. Now, this In Tune blend is really powerful. I'm not sure if you have it, but it has some really calming oils. It has patchouli and sandalwood in there, and it also has some oils for focus. So there's the calming and the focus. So focus like lime. So it's a really good blend. And for those of you listening to this, it's great if you just find you get a bit like a bit blurry, maybe after lunch, or maybe you have some children who are very spirited and not always, on task. This could be a great oil to use. It comes in a very convenient 10 ml roller, and you can just roll it down the spine of your children, or you can just roll it on, put it in your personal diffusers, inhale deeply. So that's another great oil. For those of you who may be new or just popped on, hello, Efrosini. Lovely to have you on. So I'm Leonie Featherstone, and my passion is people, and my second passion is essential oils. I love melding the two. So I love sharing the wisdom of doTERRA essential oils and how you can use them holistically, physically, emotionally, and spiritually in your life. And that does include incorporating them into every area of your life, whether it's cleaning, cooking, etc. And I love to be your oily guide. So if you don't have oils at the moment and you'd love to come on an oily journey with me, I'd love to be your oily guide. And by that, I mean we empower you to learn how to use the oils in ways that are meaningful to you. But then I'm here as your backup. And I really believe in being of service and helping you get the most value out of your oils, because they can create miracles in the world. I have absolutely no doubt about that. I've popped up a link here on the page. You can go to my Facebook page, Sense of Empowerment, which is SCENTS, Sense of Empowerment, or just if you're that sort of independent person that just likes to get your oils on your own, you can pop onto that link and start shopping. But do connect with me, because I love to add that personal touch and spoil you along the way. So let's talk about some other oils. What about some other things we need to relax? I made some notes here. Okay, so what about our breathing? Like sometimes we're just all tight in the chest, and we need to relax the chest so that we can start breathing a bit better. We have a beautiful blend called Clarify, and I'm just in love with this one at the moment. It has Litsi in it, which is just almost sparkling citrus. And it has tangerine, which is all about spontaneity and, just gladness, creativity. So it has a number of different oils in there. Let me think what else. Cardamom, which is really supportive of the respiratory system as well. So this is a really light blend. If you are someone who, we have an easy air blend and has tea tree and eucalyptus, but if sometimes that can remind you of being sick and you're not so fond of that, a Clarify is a beautiful alternative to help to open up the lungs and really get that air in on a physical level, but also it can just help to, let go of any toxic buildup and allow space for that abundance to come in and really help you to manifest what it is you want in life. So Clarify is a beautiful blend as well. Hi, Efrosini. Yes, Danielle. Yes, I'll just write those names down because I get chatting and I'm not overly tech savvy, and sometimes I pass through them. Okay, Danielle. Hello, Danielle. We've got Efrosini and we've got Angela. Lovely. How are you all? We're talking about sensory relaxation. Love to know what you do to relax. And then we're going through and looking at some other areas of our life that we might need to relax and some oils that can match up with that. If you don't already have a doTERRA guide, doTERRA Wellness Advocate looking after you, I'd love to be your oily guide. But if you do, take this knowledge, use it, and share it with those who you love and know as well. Okay, so next on our list is the beautiful Teresa. Teresa, the oil for you today is patchouli. Now, you might have a little giggle about that because I think, Teresa, I think I have told you that patchouli and I are not good friends. So there's nothing wrong with patchouli. It's just I just haven't found a way to love it yet. So, Teresa, this is all about earthliness, being grounded, coming back into the earth and grounding yourself and getting clear about that. So maybe you're feeling at the moment that, you're not overly fond of your body, your life, any of those sorts of things. This is just asking you to take a breath. Take a breath. And here is the wisdom of patchouli for you. Remember that you are a spiritual being having an earthly experience. Revere your loyal, sacred body. So this is very much about coming down and back into our body, because sometimes we can be a little bit up here and avoiding the reality of down here. So sometimes we just need to come back down and settle in for a while. And so as you're using this oil, Teresa, you could be telling yourself, my body is my temple. And so I love that. I'm just going to say that again. And I think this is really pertinent for all of us. Remember, you are a spiritual being having an earthly experience. Revere your loyal, sacred body. So we really need to look after our body. So Teresa, maybe taking some time, carving out time, putting your needs ahead on the list, just every now and again, because you deserve it. So that's for you, my friend. Okay, so we might look at another oil. Okay, so sometimes, what are my notes here? I wanted to look at, what about, do we have to relax any judgments? You know, judgment is a really heavy burden to bear. And, you know, we're all brought up in different cultures, different beliefs, etc. And I look back on mine. I'm very grateful for my amazing childhood and life that I was given. And yet I look at some of the things and I think, wow, I probably was a bit judgmental in my early 20s. And so, you know, we can all benefit from assessing our thoughts and our beliefs and looking at what might need a bit of rejigging. And so I want to introduce you to magnolia, because what I find when I'm maybe drawn to go into judgment, instead I drop into compassion and gratitude. And the oil that I want to introduce you to for compassion is magnolia. And magnolia is just inviting us to look at others from our heart and to treat them with compassion. So often we drop into judgment, but when we go into compassion and maybe start to think, well, I don't know what they had in their childhood that's maybe led them to be like that. You know, when we come from our heart space, it's a lot easier to deal with what's going on. And magnolia helps us to just remove that fog that's stopping us from seeing those people with our heart eyes, and to know that we are all one. And sometimes we're seeing a bit of ourselves in other people as well. So, you know, it's really important that we avoid judgment of others. So maybe just bring a little bit of magnolia into your life as well. Okay, what's another one? What else do you need to relax? Come on, help me out. What about pain? Are you in pain? Are you stiff? Are you finding it difficult to move and you'd like to relax your body a little bit more? Or what about bringing in our beautiful Aroma Touch blend, and has some beautiful oils in there, basil, which is really, it's very supportive of the adrenals, and it's also wonderful for soothing that discomfort. Aroma Touch will help to relax the muscles. It's actually a massage blend, go figure. And so I love this blend when I'm feeling overwhelmed. Maybe I've taken on too much and I need to just relax my ability to want to take on the world. You know, like I need to just draw back a little. And so Aroma Touch is really good for that on a physical level, but on an emotional level, sometimes it's good for just relaxing that rigidity of heart and our thought processes and our beliefs even. So Aroma Touch could be a good blend to bring in here for holistic relaxation. Okay, so who else do we have on here? I haven't missed any cards. Teresa, I want you to share with me how you relax. Come on, I want to get a bit of chat happening as I move to Danielle. Danielle, this card is for you. Again, we've got another fantastic oil for this very topic. Yours is basil. Now, basil is all about, for you, it's all about inspiration. So maybe you are feeling overwhelmed and you just, you know, you're sick and tired of being sick and tired. You're over it all. So what basil? Basil's the oil of renewal. Basil is, as I mentioned before, very supportive of our adrenals and these times of overwhelm. And so here is your message from basil. I'm just going to write that down so I don't forget. So, Danielle, please rest and know that in this stillness, you will find clarity around your purpose here. The need to cope will fall away as you find the question you are answer to. The need to cope will fall away as you find the question you are the answer to. And so, as you inhale this beautiful basil, again, you can put it in a diffuser, you can put it on your personal diffusers and rub them together and inhale. You could add it into a massage. You could actually just dilute it in coconut oil and massage it around across your adrenals. You can use it in a number of ways, but as you do, connect with yourself and say, I find strength in my purpose. And as you say that and you inhale and you let that stress and worry fall away, listen carefully, because the questions that you are the answer to will pop into your head and your purpose will be revealed to you. So add some basil in. I made up a little dip the other day. We'd been away on holidays. I didn't have much in the fridge and I was going out to teach a class. And so I got some sour cream. I got some salsa and a tiny, tiny whisker of basil essential oil, doTERRA basil essential oil, and then a tiny bit of massaman curry paste. And it was really yummy. So it's amazing what you can do when you have supposedly nothing. But basil is fantastic in anything tomatoey. So that one is for you, Danielle. Okay, hi Nicole, welcome. Yes, you may have a card. We're talking about sense of relaxation and the beautiful doTERRA essential oils and how we can use them in various ways to support us, whether it's relaxing our mind, relaxing our physical body, relaxing our thoughts, etc. So share with me how you like to relax. And Teresa, thank you so much. You like to read, holding the physical book. Yes, and time at the ocean. I love reading. That is another one of my ways of just totally losing myself. I can remember when my children were young, because I was divorced and I was sharing them. And when they would be going away, on a weekend, I would go to the library and I'd get out like, half a dozen books, and I would just spend the weekend reading. And it's amazing. You can almost travel through time and space, because depending what you're reading about, what country it's in, and it was just, I would lose myself and I would feel so refreshed at the end of it all. Okay, so who have I got next? I have Efrosini. I love the sound of your name. Okay, so Efrosini, we have drawn for you Copaiba, or Copaiba, some would say, and this comes from Brazil, and it is a resin, and it is an amazingly powerful oil on the physical level to help support that relaxation of stiffness, of soreness, of discomfort. So this also, though, is all about worthiness. So for you to feel totally worthy of yourself, and whether you are feeling less than at the moment, whether you are feeling ashamed, whether you just not feeling like you have value and worth, this is the oil for you. And the message for you is there are connections to ancestral and childhood memories that are ready to be healed. Allow divine light to shine within. And so as you use this oil, Efrosini, you can be inhaling it. It's a beautiful one to add into a massage. I have some, creaky bits and, discomfort across my shoulders quite regularly. And I will use another blend of ours called Ice Blue, which has green and peppermint and helichrysum and lots of soothing oils. But I'll also just add in Copaiba. And it's amazing how I have, that soothing, relaxed feeling afterwards. So as you're using this oil, Efrosini, say to yourself, I am cherished. And just feel all of those other feelings fading off into the distance, just dropping away from you as you relax and you find you can move a little bit more freely in your heart, in your body, in your mind. So that one is for you. Now, I noticed pine needle. Okay. We don't have a pine needle essential oil, but what I might do, I might connect with you through Messenger later if you want, Efrosini, and I can kind of work, have a chat to you privately about about that. Some of these things we can't really talk openly about in these forums. So watch out for a message from me on Facebook, Leonie Featherstone, and if you want, we can continue the chat there. Okay, so what are some other oils I wanted to talk to you about? What are the things I wanted to, we done black pepper. Oh, what about relaxing like walls we've built up? Maybe we're not trusting people, and we've kind of drawn back. I was going to suggest geranium, because geranium we like to think about is the oil of love and trust, and geranium can help to restore our confidence in the goodness of others. Sometimes we've been hurt and we're angry, and geranium just helps to soothe and soften that anger, and just encourage us to allow that grief and pain to flow out of us. Because when we hold it within, it builds up, and then you've got soreness and stiffness, and then you've got issues, physical issues. So we need to let go of all of that. And so geranium can help us to let go of it, so that we can have healing and that we can have space to bring love back into our life. So that was something I thought we might need to do. I did have, I know, here's one, relax. Yeah. What about anyone who has a resistance to change? So, we like, no, this is the way it is. This is the way it's always been. No, this is my lot in life. I can't change it. Well, maybe bring in some blue tansy. Excuse me. So blue tansy is, sorry, hang on a sec. I've been talking too much. Blue tansy is a beautiful oil. Physically, it's very supportive of our skin, and for soothing any redness and sort of that inflammation in the skin. So I added it into a hydrating cream for my face at night. However, it's also helping us to let go of any kind of stagnant thinking, anything that's building up. Think about that in the skin. Physical, it can also be emotional. So anything stagnant thinking, anything that we need to transform. And so once we've let go of that, we can have that sort of that inspiration, that desire to to do things rather than procrastinating. So blue tansy could be something excuse me, to bring in, so that you can kind of like feel like, woohoo, here I am, I'm going to just get into this project I've been putting off, or I really can see the light, I really am going to create something amazing. So Danielle, to relax, you love to collect crystals and love and get lost in them. Yeah, I agree. And there's that energy of crystals as well. And it's a really fun thing if you want to connect up crystals with essential oils. And one of my good friends, Adam Barrelay of Crystal Connections, who's also a doTERRA colleague, he's amazing at that. So if you haven't found Adam, look up Crystal Connections. He's incredible, and you can pair up the amazing power and energy that's in that crystal force with the amazing energy and power of these beautiful gifts of the earth that we call essential oils. Ephrassini, wow, okay, you've got it perfectly. You've spelt it perfectly, Ephrassini. I'm so glad that that's come up for you today. Okay, let me see. Where are we? We are up to Angela. Okay, so if anyone else pops on and you'd like me to draw an essential oil card for you, or if you've got any questions about essential oils, pop them in the chat. I am more than happy to, share my thoughts on them. If they are mainly physical, I do prefer to take that offline and talk to you privately. Okay, so Angela, your oil today is one that I have seen bring comfort to so many. It is our comforting blend called Console. It's part of our emotional aromatherapy range. So Angela, whatever's going on in your life at the moment, you may be feeling like you've had enough, this is it, can't go on. I want you to know you can, and you will, because you were put on this earth with amazing talents and skills, and we want you to blossom. The universe wants you to blossom and grow. And with the right comfort, the right support around you, that's exactly what you can do. So Console is coming in here like a big warm blanket, that, that support person that you may be looking for to just help you to find that strength within you to continue on. And the message from Console here for you, please hold space for the feelings you have, honor them and be with them. your burden will be lightened. Yes, I can. Yes, I feel for you. If lockdown is bringing an enormous amount of stress for a lot of people, so I'm not sure if you used. It'd be nice if you guys would pop in the chat too if you are already using doTERRA essential oils. But if you could have this oil and just bring it in, inhale it, use it as often as possible with other practices. This is what I love about crystals and essential oils. It's like we add them into our life toolkit. So, Angela, build your life toolkit. It could be, finding a spiritual mentor like my amazing friend David Laws. Pop him into your toolkit. It might be another amazing friend on the spiritual events platform who is Jess Beard, who can teach about the archetypes and help us learn, how we're sabotaging ourselves unknowingly sometimes. So, gather up these amazing tools in the form of crystals, essential oils, healers, etc., and bring them in to empower you to find the strength you already have to cope with these situations. And so, as you're using this oil, Angela, I want you to feel that support, that comfort, and feel those burdens being taken away from you, and tell yourself, my heart is light. Keep telling yourself your heart is light because you've let go of the burdens and the worry, and then you'll be able to bring in, you'll have space for all the goodness that is out there waiting for you. So listen to your inner voice. You've mentioned changes with work, uncertain direction. It's a really good practice to just, this is about relaxing, just going into that stillness and piece of paper. I love to use Ollie the Octopus for brainstorming. Circle in the middle of the page, legs going out with circles on them, and ask yourself a question in the middle. And maybe, you're saying you're uncertain of direction. Maybe say, what direction do I want to go in? Or, what do I want in life? Or what do I want more of? And then do what do I want less of? And just put words, emotions. Just don't worry about being totally eloquent. Just get it out and see what comes out without judgment. As a thought pops into your head, and this applies to everybody, as you're brainstorming or journaling, as something comes up, don't go, oh no, don't push it down. Let it out. There's a reason it was there. So get it out. And then often you will see on the page all these new revelations that you hadn't actually allowed to surface. So, Angela, I hope that is of some comfort to you. Okay, so what about, I talked before about, different things we can be relaxing, and sometimes we can get anger building up inside. And my friends, anger is just, no, we don't want that. We have to let it go. And not for a moment am I putting myself here on a pedestal to say I'm perfect, because I'm working through those things myself. We're all a work in progress, are we not? And so one of the oils to maybe help with that is the blend that I'm going to talk about for our topic, which is lavender peace, and another one which is cardamom. And cardamom is a beautiful, beautiful, pungent essential oil, and I like to add it into my chocolate. I make raw chocolate and I add cardamom, ginger, wild orange. That's one of my favorite additions to my raw chocolate. And on that note, if you like raw chocolate, you can see the book in the background called Cacao Addict. That's another of my friends, John Croft from Shanty Star. He does amazing creations with chocolate, so check him out as well. But anyway, cardamom is very much about just getting us to come back in and really look at things with objectivity, and to just really, let it go. Let go of judgment. Let go of that anger. It's really not serving us. So maybe bring some cardamom into your life. And if you bring it in chocolate, hey, it's a win-win. So that's another oil for you to think about. Okay, so let me see who else I have. I have Nicole. So we've got anyone else popping on, you're welcome to ask for an oil card. I'd be happy to draw it for you. So I've already mentioned this oil today, so I'm just going to write it down for you, Nicole. And it is arbor vitae. Arbor vitae is this beautiful, tall, I think it's a western red cedar, but it comes from the north of America, up around, I think it's actually in Canada. But these trees grow for hundreds and hundreds of years. Imagine the wisdom that's involved with these trees. And when they do fall, they can lie in the forest for decades, totally untouched by insects. And so that in itself is a lesson to us with this oil. When we're using this oil, it's like, fortifying us and protecting us. So it can be very much on an energetic level like that as well. And just also probably more so about knowing we have within all that we need. As I said earlier, life doesn't have to be a struggle. And so perhaps now for you, Nicole, you're feeling a bit stuck and that you're not flowing. Well, Arbor Vitae is coming in here and letting you know that, if you can stop focusing on the struggle and let go of the struggle and let go of trying to control the struggle, maybe then things will start to flow. And so the message for you is take a breath, dear one, and allow yourself to feel the flow of life through you. Release your need to do and just be. So this is this whole thing about relax your thoughts, relax your body, just be still. And it's amazing what comes to us when we are still. And as you're using this oil, again, you might want to diffuse it. It's quite strong, so you might want to add some citrus with it just to pretty it up a little. Tell yourself, I am in the flow, and feel into that. Feel yourself flowing smoothly, easily, peacefully. So that is your oil, my friend, Arbor Vitae. So I wanted to talk also about relaxing maybe some of the ties we have with the past. Sometimes we can get really caught up in generational struggles or belief patterns or things that we do. And I want to bring in here Douglas fir, because not everything that we bring across from our past, our ancestors, is serving us, but sometimes we can feel duty bound. And so Douglas fir is just inviting us to break free of harmful patterns, acknowledge the wisdom, be grateful for all that they brought through to us, but just let go with love. Let go with love, and then invite in, the gift of new life, new growth, and to learn from those past experiences. So that would be Douglas fir. That's the firs are really good to bring in, to help us, with maybe making up a chest rub to help expand and to help us with our, to support our respiratory system. What's another oil we can bring in here? I want to bring in green mandarin, because often, again, we're caught up with the past or what's happened and what's, kind of thinking this is all there is. Whereas green mandarin is like the oil of, if you think about the green mandarins are taken off the tree and some are left so that all the nourishment from the tree can go into those, and the green mandarins are discarded. But we've got this beautiful essential oil from them that is just so potent and beautiful. I have it in my water bottle every single day. If you're doing that, I'm only talking about doTERRA essential oils because I know the purity of them. But I put them in my stainless steel water bottle, so only glass or stainless steel, because they will break down petrochemicals in etc. So green mandarin in my water. I also love adding it into my coconut yogurt and using it instead of icing on like banana bread. So, but also when you think about that, that was kind of lost. Green mandarins in the past were lost, but now they're found, and all that wonderful potential that's been uncovered, and we're the same. How often are we just sort of like pushing down, or, maybe being too of service to other people, and we're not exploring our own options, or maybe we're sitting in fear of expressing those amazing talents. So bring in some green mandarin and relax those limiting beliefs that are holding you back from being the most amazing being you can be. And that's all we ever want to be, my friends, the most amazing being we can be. No comparison, no judgment. Learn from others, be inspired by others, but just be yourself. So Katie, hello Katie, welcome. Have I got any messages? Now Katie, I actually share information and wisdom from essential oils. So let's draw one for you and see what comes up. Okay, so we've just had something pop up, and sometimes you get people on here who are promoting themselves, and we might just delete that. So we get a lot of spam from time to time, so just got rid of that one for you guys. So Katie, let's see what we have. And I'm talking about the beautiful doTERRA essential oils. If any of you would like to know more about them, please send me a message, and I'd love to take you on an oily journey to learn about how these can really impact your life and bring wellness on so many levels to you and those you love. So Katie, what have we got for you? We have got lime, one of our beautiful citrus oils, and lime is very much about gratitude. So Katie, you might feel right now that, yes, I'm always being grateful. Well, that's fantastic. Bring some lime in to support that. Maybe you might feel that you could be a little bit more grateful, or bring lime in. It will support that as well. So only you will know where you sit in this space. But lime is very much about helping us to reconnect with the zest of life and being grateful for that just being alive and for all that can bring to us. So the message from lime for you, Katie, is the time for planning is complete. Take action, no matter how small. Begin today. So it's time to stop putting things off, Katie. It's time to, to really just trust your inner knowing and take that first step, because nothing will be achieved without action. And we don't need to see the end of the path, Katie. We just need to take the first step. And so as you're inhaling this beautiful aroma of lime, say to yourself, I am moving. I am moving. I am moving. One step at a time. Okay, so that's for you, my friend. Katie with the lime. So if you'd like a card, pop your name in the chat and we will do that for you. So what were some of the other things I had down here? Oh, I know one. Who's a control freak? Come on, pop it in the chat. Who here is a control freak? I am a bit of a perfectionist, and yes, I do possibly like to control things. So I love cilantro. Sometimes we are, again, when you're holding on to things and trying to control everything, it's overwhelming, and I can almost feel my body stiffening as I say that. And know that we don't have to have control over everything. Trust in a greater power, and also know that sometimes when we control too much, we're stopping other people from having their journey in life and allowing them to maybe fall into a few potholes and pick themselves up and shake themselves off. So cilantro is a really great oil to bring in here to help us release control of people. We always want to be in control of our own responses, but when it comes to controlling other people and things, we need to sometimes ease off. So if we can let go of that and just shed controlling everything and that which is not in harmony with our body, it's quite cleansing. And so it can be very emotionally cleansing. Cilantro can be very physically cleansing, very supportive of the digestive system as well. But when we let go, so we're letting go of control, it's like, we're just releasing another burden that we didn't have to have. And we can find ourselves feeling free and light. So bring some cilantro into your life. And I like to use cilantro in my dips. I do a lot of very simple cooking, and I make my own basic hummus recipe, and I like to mix it up and add different vegetables in there and then different flavorings. And so sometimes I'll just make a plain hummus dip and add in some cilantro. But it's very potent, it's very powerful. When you're using doTERRA essential oils, know that there's a lot of testing goes in, and which is why I feel safe and confident using them in my food flavoring. But they're very potent. And so a toothpick can be your best friend when you're cooking with essential oils. So bear that in mind. So I want to just talk now about blend for today, because I always have a blend to go with the topic, which is sense of relaxation. And I use this oil every single day. It's in my diffuser by my bedside, and I often use it in other times as well. It is the beautiful blend Lavender Peace. So in here we have lavender, we have cedarwood, we have sandalwood, ylang ylang, marjoram, a number of different oils that will just help to take us off into the land of Nod. So if we look at lavender and how soothing that is, it's soothing on so many levels, but it's actually the constituents in it are actually help to relax the smooth muscle tissue of the body. You've also got ylang ylang, which is quite a playful oil. It helps us to connect with our inner child. So there's that relaxing of those adult responsibilities. We've also got marjoram, which we've talked about today, which is very much, it also relaxes the muscles, but it's about connection. So it's connecting us back to ourselves. Roman chamomile, very soothing, a great oil to use if you have little children. It's soothing and yet it's powerful. It's very much helping us to find our spiritual purpose. And that's just often we can find that when we are in a more relaxed state. We've got vetiver, which is a beautiful centering oil, taking us back to the core of who we are. It's also very calming and centering, so you can see why this is going in my diffuser every night. And sandalwood, which is a great oil to use for meditation, but it's just slowing us down, helping to stop that monkey chatter, helping us to let go of whatever is building up within us that's toxic, anger, resentment, all of those thoughts, and just to be at peace. And so this blend, I really want you to get this blend, my friends, because right now there's so much going on. We need to calm ourselves. We need to relax. We need to get a real good night's sleep. And so often with everything that's going on and we're looking to support our immune system, sleep gets overlooked. So we need to do whatever we can to calm our body down, get to sleep so that our body's processes, for repair and rejuvenation can go into, full swing. So bring in some lavender peace. Now, you've also heard me, those who are regulars, talk about having the aromatic anchoring, having an affirmation to say as we inhale these beautiful oils. So I love to make up my own, and I'm going to share it with you, but you can make up your own. Just, no judgment. Don't worry about trying to be a wordsmith. Just let whatever comes out, come out, and then use it when you're using the oil, because it's like reinforcing that. The aroma reinforces the thought reinforces the aroma. And so as I'm using my beautiful lavender peace oil, I say, I relax and release all that no longer serves me. I'm open to receive all that brings peace and harmony into my world. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's always good to express gratitude. Always good. So bring that in. So that's the blend, that's the affirmation that I wanted to share with you. Think about what are the practices you can bring in to relax yourself, whether it's your mind, body, spirit. Look to bring in some meditation, something that will bring you into stillness, whether it's just sitting in front of a campfire, whether it's, gazing into your baby's beautiful smile, whatever it is that just you find yourself emptying your head of everything else and bringing you into that point of stillness, because it's when you are in that point of stillness that often the greatest revelations come to you. So, my friends, that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for being with me. I hope I haven't missed anybody, but I'll be here again next week, same time, same place, with a different topic to talk to you about. Thank you for interacting. I'll be back in touch with you, those of you who I mentioned, and I always go back in and comment on your comments anyway. So thank you so much. Have a wonderful week. And remember, if you need an oily guide, I'm your girl. Love to share these beautiful doTERRA essential oils with you and your family so you can bring more holistic harmony, love, and peace into your world. Bye.